Hello everyone, Zero here. Um, I don't know what this thing is going on. I don't get it. It's been bothering me all day. I don't know what to do about it. Anyways, hi. So, I have another video for you. So, we see this memory, right? It's very small, very compact, right? Now, what if I told you that there was an even better way to do it? An even smaller way to do it? An even faster way to do it? What would you think? You'd think, oh, well, hurry up and just show us already. Okay, fine. Luckily, I made myself a little teleporting pad. Alright, here it is. So this is to simulate our little signals going in, right? As you can see, this is one wide, right? So, and we see a bunch of stuff here, and we see a bunch of stuff here, and we notice that this is also one wide. Now, what if I told you that this is a full byte of memory right here, complete with addressing, all of it? I don't know if it's right there. Do you think that's pretty crazy? I thought it was pretty crazy. Anyways, enough with that. Let's give it a try. And then I'll go over it, kind of explain how I came about it. So we're just going to put in a little pattern right here. And you can see the pattern propagates all the way through. And that's one thing that, this is the big speed advantage right here over the other one, is like the signal had to go through each individual block or byte of data. And since I've got, I think, 16 going across there, you know, that's 16 ticks or whatever. I don't know. But it slowed it down. I mean, it was still really, really fast, but not as fast as it could be. So I came up with this. So we have this nice little pattern going through. We have these two buttons here. Okay, so we want to set that pattern up into there. So there we go. It is now set. This is one wide. Pretty cool. All right. So now, it's not enough just to be able to set data. We also have to be able to read from it. So, how do we do that? Now, this one I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I got away from the way that a microprocessor would work in actuality just a little bit, but it's still kind of the same. So, it goes something like this. So what's going to happen is it'll set each of these blocks, right? And these are the blocks, these command blocks here are what set the propagation down that way. So each one of these, and then going down as far as it needs to go, will set one of these. And they're all going to set the same 8. Even if I have like 1,000 of these things, they're all going to set the same 8. So in a way, it's kind of cheating because they're not like doing their own thing like individually below it, but when you're one wide, I mean, there's no way. No way in hell. So, to kind of break it down for you, this little thing right here, well, technically from here on up, so these 5 blocks is 1 bit, these is another bit, this is another one, and we have 8 bits for a full byte. And we can read from it, we can write to it, which is kind of what we need out of memory. So, this is 1 by 1 by 5, meaning that it only uses 5 blocks. That's it. And I got to this design because I was trying to make that smaller, and so I was doing a 2 by 2 by 2, which is 8 blocks. And it turned out that I only needed, sorry, my shoulder itches. I only needed 2 command blocks to make the whole thing read and write. I mean, all it is just 2 clone commands, right? So one clone command is going to clone whatever's down here into here. The other one is going to clone whatever is here down to here. That's it. That's all you need. And then, once I was figuring out, came up with this little thing here, and I didn't even think it would work, because you had to do all the addressing, and I wasn't sure the addressing was going to work. And then, because I was playing around with command blocks before, I found out that you can actually nest these kind of conditional statements all in a chain. See, like, I thought that if you did like this one right here and this one right here, and like if this failed, this wouldn't work, this wouldn't work, and wouldn't propagate, right? I was wrong. So even if these are conditional, as long as everything is chained, it's going to go through all of it. Doesn't matter. So looking at that, that's how I was able to get, you saw all the stuff over there for the addressing where I've got the redstone and it goes across all of the command blocks to make them all run and everything, but it's just kind of a waste, you know? I mean, these are all the command blocks that you need. This one checks to see if we're reading or writing. If we are reading, then it sets these blocks here to redstone. This one right here immediately sets them back to this stone right here. And that right there, between those two, turning it on and turning off, is all that these command blocks here need in order to activate. So, very cool, very fast. This one right here, like this one, is checking that other one over there, the redstone, or granite, I should say. And then it's doing the same thing just with these two, or with these ones. So like this one would set redstone, this one would set the stone back. And then this one right here is what clears the addressing so that way you can address again. So how did I do the one wide addressing? Well, it needs to be using an observer, and we use string. So as you can see, there's no string here, no tripwires. And then something that I wasn't sure was going to happen is I didn't know if observer blocks could actually detect a change in string, but apparently it can. Because if you look at this, where it says, stop moving. Okay, so it says attached, right? And it says false. So when all of the string goes from one tripwire hook to the other tripwire hook, that attached changes to true. And because that's an attribute of the block that is changing, the observer block picks it up. And because of that, it can then send a signal down onto this block. Now, we don't want to strongly power this block because we need to stack this side by side, right? So we want to weakly power the block below it, so that's why I have this going directly into a block. This block is strongly powered, however, this block only weakly powers this one. So now because of that, when this one trips, only this is going to turn on. If I had another command block, let's see, if I had another one here, this one won't turn on this one. So that's kind of how this all works. And because these are chained, these will only follow the one that is behind it or pointing into it. And so that's how that works. Now this is all pretty much the same. This is just checking for a quartz block. Now this is the all zero address right here. So check for 0 or quartz over here. Next one does the same thing, one block closer. And the cool thing about doing it like this is that it's the same command in each one, as you can see, but they each check a different block because as these move over, it's checking a block, farther down. So if this detects something, then it'll put some tripwire up here, or string, right? And then if they all go through and they all set up tripwire, then this connects, right? This one right here. And if this connects, then it changes and it activates all that stuff. So that is how I get the addressing to work with this. It's very, very cool. It's actually pretty fast. And with this propagating the way that it's doing right now, I mean, the other one over there, because we had to have a space between it. So it was 3 blocks wide plus the space, right? So that's 4 blocks wide for a single byte, right? Now it is shorter. So like we could fit, 3 here and 3 here. So we could put, if this was, let's see. Yeah, okay. So if this was all the way across, we would have 2 bytes worth of memory in that style going across here. So we'd have 2 bytes down here, 2 bytes down here. So that gives us 4 bytes in this space, right? With this one, I get 8 bytes in the same space because these are 1 wide and we've got 8 blocks. So 1 times 8 is 8. So we get 8 bytes of information. So basically we are halving the size, and that's just the width this way. So I guess if we were to do, because that's too wide, right? So we've got one byte pretty much takes up this area here, right? And then if we do that all the way across, and that would have to go 8 blocks down this way, or sorry, 16 blocks. So technically, in the same space that we get 4 bytes out of this, we get 16 bytes out of this. And that's speaking volumetrically, of course. Now, because the addressing and everything has to be like this, you know, it's, yeah, basically, this is a hell of a lot smaller. It's faster. The propagation is going to be near instant. And yeah. And then because this is cloning this block onto here, it is overwritable. So if I have, like if I have this over here, hold on, that one's got sound. So if I have this over here and we get that down there, then when I go to read or enable, then it'll actually overwrite what's on here, which is, you know, kind of what I need. And then another cool thing, I changed all of this. You can see that I actually got a whole racetrack going around here. And then, so this thing goes all the way around, and it just keeps on going around. Now, if this was redstone, that would be an issue because it would make like a clock and it would just keep going around and around and around and around and around. But because this is using command blocks, and we're only changing between stone and redstone, what's going to happen is if over there we start like a redstone signal and it goes all the way over, then it's only going to go all the way around and it's going to stop right there. And that's it. We don't have to worry about it keep going around in circles. So that's another advantage over using the command blocks over, you know, redstone dust. So, yeah. This is, I'm actually very, 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 very pleased with this. I will be putting this over there. Now, I think I've got 64 bytes right there. Let me see. So that's 4 times 16. Yeah. So that's 64 bytes. It is 64 blocks wide and then, you know, 4 stacks high, right? So I should be able to get the same amount of storage using this method here with only 64 blocks by 6 blocks. So basically that whole thing there will be a quarter of the size that it was holding the same amount of data. And it'll be faster, which is good. So, I think that'll be good for this video. I've got some work to do. Before I start cloning a storm over here, I'm going to have to move all of this crap over there because what is cloning, is it this one? I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. Okay, it's this one, right? So this 305 right here is dependent upon what this block is. So as soon as I move this stuff over there, then that's no longer going to be a 305. So then I have to change all of these first, and then so long as I don't move it after that, then I'll be able to clone these all the way across. And then setting these is going to be a little difficult because there's no space in between for me to walk on. So what I'm going to have to do is just break these blocks and kind of change them from below. And then, yeah, I think I might use some command blocks to kind of help me, I guess, kind of fill all these out. So should be very, very interesting. All right, so that is the update for you. It is, holy crap, it's 8:22 already? God damn. Okay. I have to work in the morning, so this is pretty much my bedtime already. Kind of sucks. And I'm still hungry. But yeah, so that is the video. If you like this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Give it 2 if you can. I don't think you actually can, but be fun to try. If you want to see more stuff like this, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to use this, by all means, go ahead. I don't know how many of us Minecrafters out there are actually building processors or anything like this, but if you want to use it, go for it. And then, yeah, so I think I'll just call a video right there. And then I will see you guys next video. See ya.